Okie dokie. Good morning, beautiful people. Happy weekend. Happy Saturday. We have arrived at the biggest weekend of 2022 so far. Super Bowl Sunday is tomorrow. Valentine's Day is on Monday. And we're going to have the best weekend of our lives of this entire year. So let's do it. Let's kill it. And let's hop into the morning message. So today I wanted to talk about my caption that I had for my reminder post today, for my Saturday reminder, which was about committing to personal excellence. So let's get into it. So there's this podcast that I have mentioned before that I usually listen to. It's called Real AF by Andy Frisella. And, discovered him because my friend Andrew put me onto him a few months ago. And I've been pretty much listening to every single episode that came out ever since I discovered it. So, and it's really inspired me to try and put a message or podcast or episode or video like this out every single day, because that's kind of what they do too. So, I was listening to this episode yesterday about the idea of personal growth and progression and really committing your full self to that. And some of the key takeaways that I took from it were that, one, everyone is always watching you. Like everyone around you, like the people closest to you around you that look to you, whether you know it or not. And another message that I did about like your impact, you don't know the impact that you have on people, whether it's good or bad. Like everyone's always watching you around you, right? So what you're actually, like you are either showing them how to live a healthy life, or you're either showing people those around you how to live an unhealthy life. You are either showing people around you how to do better and be a better person, or you're showing those around you how to do worse or be a worse person. And so this specific message on committing to your own personal excellence is a little bit of a combination, as I mentioned before, of my message on your impact, and then another one I did maybe a couple weeks ago on pain is temporary, where I mentioned you don't have to be The Rock or anyone with any kind of audience, if you will, to have an impact on people. And so like everyone's always watching you, and with whether it's any kind of actions and how you carry yourself, really taking a step back and understanding that like you have so much by you choosing to commit to that every single day with maybe an insignificant action, like whether that's like saying you're going to do something and actually following through, like that action of actually doing what you say you're going to do is in itself an act that inspires other people to do that for themselves. In the way that I see it, I really see it at a very fundamental and basic level or principle, in that if you are choosing to pursue your potential, it's like you either are or you aren't. It's very binary, right? And every single action that you take can be based off of that. And when you understand that, like, you never know, like, there are people out there that are waiting for you to do certain things to do certain things for their lives and change their lives. And then when the way that I see it and I'm thinking about it, it's like it's almost like an obligation for you to then choose to do that, to pursue that in a very selfless way, to then help them by choosing to do it for yourself. And I think we're all kind of taking bits and pieces from others to see, oh, they're doing that, like, let me see if I can do that. Like, oh, we can actually do this, I can actually do this, like anyone can do this. And it's almost like normalized to choose not to do that nowadays, almost in a way, which is it makes absolutely no sense. So yeah, it doesn't, this wasn't meant to be anything super deep or anything like that, but just a simple thing of being like, hey, like this morning I'm going to go for a run. And the next thing you know, you start doing that every single day for a few weeks. That becomes who you are, and you become actually a healthier version of yourself. You're pursuing the best version of yourself, and you're actually inspiring other people to do it for themselves too. So next thing you know, your best friend's doing that. Next thing you know, your neighbor's doing that. Next thing you know, your mom's doing that. So yeah, it's really an obligation that we have and a responsibility that we should take very seriously. And the way that I also see it is that, just to cap this, is that, if there's a day where I wake up and I decide and I personally choose that today's just not my day. I'm just not going to do what I said I'm going to do. I'm just going to take this day off. I'm going to take a rest day. And how I'm starting to think about it is like, there's someone out there that, because I chose to do this, because I chose to have an off day or rest day, and don't get me wrong, like, listen to your body and do what you need to do, but like these messages and whatnot, like I'm trying to do these every single freaking day, and hopefully they have some kind of value, hopefully they provide some kind of impact. But if I choose one day where I wake up and I'm like, you know what, I'm feeling insecure about myself, I'm not going to make a message like this, I think to myself, maybe there's someone out there that needed this message today. And maybe that person was me, and I chose not to put this out there. Maybe that day where I choose to have an off day and say, I'm feeling bad about myself, I'm not going to put in the time to really just sit in my car for 5 minutes and speak to my camera and phone because I'm scared about how I'm going to feel about myself. Maybe my future self in a month from now really needed this message. Like maybe there's someone out there that really needed this message, that by me choosing to not commit to this personal excellence, to provide this type of value, whether or not it is provided, then I'm letting myself down. I'm letting other people down, and that's not what I'm about. And I'm kind of proving to myself that this is who I am as a person. Like, you say you're going to do things, you follow through with them, and you commit to, it's an obligation. It's like, this is my job to do this, to put these out there. That's how I see it. Like, we all have our occupations, we all have our jobs, but I think underneath that, underlying a lot of those physical, whatever your occupation is to make your money, is this obligation or duty to become the best version of yourself, to actualize that potential in you. So that is how I wanted to cap this little morning message on this Saturday, February 12th, 2022. I hope you kill your Saturday. I hope you have the best freaking weekend. And yeah, let's get ready for a little Super Bowl tomorrow. So, and Valentine's Day on Monday. So I love you guys. Speaking of Valentine's Day, I love you guys so much. And I will see you soon. Love you. Peace.